Yes.
Hari Om everyone. Today's shloka for contemplation is Sankhya Yoga 2.69. Ya niśhā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyām jagarti samyami yasyām jagrati bhūtāni sa niśhā paśyato munehe. What all beings consider as day is the night of ignorance for the wise, and what all creatures see as night is the day for the introspective sage. Ya, which, niśhā, night, sarva-bhūtānāṁ, of all living beings, tasyam, in that, jagarti, awake, samyami, self-control, yasyam, in which, jagrati, awake, bhūtāni, creatures, sa, that, niśhā, night, pashyataha, see, munehi, sage. Yeah, let's all contemplate and let's give our understanding of this shloka. Who wants to go first?
This is not an easy one if you have not gone through
For interpretation,
some,
yes.
yeah, interpretation by.
It's not straightforward, yeah.
Let's see, Santosh ji.
Yeah. I was about to raise my hand. Thank you.
Please go ahead, Santosh.
Yeah. Actually, see, there are two things. One is enlightenment person, and one is I can say, unrealized person, realized person. For an unrealized person, it is darkness. For a realized person, it is light. What is seen as a daylight is for awakened person is darkness by the enlightenment person. What is night for all being is seen as a light and day for enlightenment. So the difference here is there are two aspects. For one being, it is outer being and inner being. When I say outer being, the sense, through my senses, whatever that hear, whatever I do, with the expectation or with a kind of a desire or a kind of anything, right? That is again due to ignorance, without knowing my real nature of self, right? In that state, I forget what is myself, and being ignorant when it comes to the sensey feeling, like Indriya Nigraha, in our Vyavaharik, in our transaction. So, but for being a self or Atman and unrealized, for a realized person will always be awakened. And whatever is happening is because of Maya. Whatever appearance is not real. Okay. For an enlightenment person, it is always he is aware of what is going on in the outer world and what is going on inner being. But for an unrealized person, it is everything everywhere. It is dark because he is following behind the sensey object, which appears to be real, but it is not real. And being ignorant, he'll be continuing to do the same. So, ultimately we should actually come out and get awakened from this dream Maya. Whatever that we are seeing is dream. And that's what I understand.
Okay.
But if you ask me what is my, what is my take home with this particular shloka, what I can say is there are two aspects. Okay, whenever I start, interacting with the outer world in my awakening dream, it's not awake. I can say awakening dream. Okay, I mean, might be this sounds for some people it might sound as something, but since we are into same Advaita and study circle. But whenever I start my day with the body, mind, and intellect, we, because of the Maya, we really forget what is our true nature is, what is our self, and drag towards this world desire thing. But we should be awakened in that way. This is not who am I. By inquiring, doing a self-inquiry, who am I? We will realize what exactly is happening in the outside world, and we get present to that, and and yeah, this is what Maya. Whatever is happening is let it happen. And yeah, we will not get present. We'll get present to the situation. We will not overreact or react. This is what I take, Sarvanji.
Right. Interesting. So this morning in our Aparoksha Anubhuti, we discussed about waking dream, and we spent almost 2 hours. So I don't want to get into the discussion now. I will not ask that. But so how about you? So are you trying to see in the dark?
No.
Is anything visible? Like what
No,
the
in the dark, nothing is, yeah, in the dark also there is something which is, telling me that you are there. That is what Sakshi. In the dark also I am Sakshi. In the awakening state also I am Sakshi. In the dream also I am a Sakshi.
So this how is this feeling of Sakshi different from the regular Santoshji?
Yeah, regular in the sense, yeah, when I say there are two things. As a human being, there is a human and also being. Like, human in the sense who has got body, mind, intellect, and being in the sense who is self actually, who is actually, existence, a kind of having a consciousness and existence in nature and bliss in nature, which we forget our real true nature, and go behind with unrealistic sensory by the sense of object, whatever that appears to be real, and we get present to that, and we are. I'm not telling that I have achieved, but being a sadhaka, yeah, I am trying to do that. But yeah, we fell down, we get up, and again earlier, if you ask me, say 1 year or 2 years back, we are not cautioned about we are in the gutter, we are in the same garbage. But now we are present to that. Yeah, we are. Yeah, whatever we are doing is in the. How can I again? I fell down in the garbage. Let's come. Let me clean up and again run. And this is how it's going on.
Okay, let me again come back to that question. You said, or like maybe from the different classes you learned that you are Sakshi, and you are able to see that you are Sakshi in all 3 states: waking, dreaming.
And yeah.
So I'm just asking, like, how different is this state different from, or like, from your regular state of Santoshji, who is like, is there different, or like now you are operating as a Sakshi with the world?
No. There was earlier. There was no difference. Everything for me was, from the perspective of Santoshji itself. You ask me body, mind, intellect.
Okay.
Okay. I was actually with the body. I was comparing with the body. I was taking care of my body. Once we realize in all the 3 states, there is one thing which is an unchanging one. The changing one is not me. So that unchanging one is what the Sakshi or existence or whatever we say. So holding that as a as a support device, and identifying myself as who am I, and going forward. That's all. And also a lot of because of Maya again, we get into trap and coming out of it, and again, yeah.
So is this, yeah, again, follow-up question, is this understanding from what you listen from listening to the guru, or like are you able to actually put that understanding in practice, or has that understanding changed the way you interact?
Yes. It is changing. It is not one day activity, but it is happening. Slowly, a light refinement is happening with respect to.
Okay, so at times you remember, at times you forget. Is it?
At times we remember, at times I forget. Yes, this
okay,
is what.
And when you remember, how is it making a difference?
When I remember, right, I will present to that. Yes, sorry, yeah, this would have not happened when I would have considered this as a sakshi or whatever it is. But whatever happened, okay, then I will only ask sorry if I have done something. Whatever may be the situation, I will ask. Yeah, this happened for myself. If at all, if I am the primary role playing there, I'll definitely ask sorry, whoever it is. It could be anybody. Then I will try to close that situation and again move forward. And this earlier it was not there. Earlier I used to fight.
Sorry, I couldn't follow.
No.
I couldn't follow. Can you repeat?
No, what you mean to, no, what I mean, what you mean to, your question was that, how do you differentiate when you're conscious and how do you handle the situation, right?
Yeah, maybe one request, go a little slow because as I'm listening to you, I'm processing.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Might
so
be,
the question
yeah.
is, when you said, you said at times you remember that you are not this body mind and you are Sakshi. And when you remember, my question is there are you interacting in a different way when you remember with the world?
Yeah. See, Sarvanji, as you mentioned, I always, start my day with, I am Sakshi, like, I am that existence, and whatever I see, we need to have that ekatva, bhava, everything. But when we start interacting with this outside world in our day-to-day life, what happens is there are some situations because of our impressions, we forget the nature. I forget that I am what is my true being. When I forget, definitely the impressions which are inside those antakarana will start playing the role over there.
Forget state is fine. I understand. Now I want to focus on the state, the time when you remember
When I remember that, immediately I will take control of the situation. Yes, this is what happened because of me. If I would have been conscious, being a sakshi in that situation, would have been definitely not created this particular action. And then I will come back to that. I will again see that as a sakshi and try to correct the inconvenience whatever that I have done over there.
So what do you mean by this state of Sakshi?
State of Sakshi. See, you are that actually. It is not, there is no state,
So what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that in the sense, when I say that when I start inquiring who am I, when I start inquiring who am I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, and whatever is happening around me is until unless what do you say, that conscious was not there, I was not present to that, I was actually following with the desires and running towards the worldly sensitive thing, going behind and for expecting ananda from the outside world, which was giving, again there was creating a raga dvesha, and again likes and dislikes used to come there. I used, I mean, it was everyday cycle. It was just like a cycle. When I go behind, I'll get happy or I'll get unhappy. Again, when I start doing that, again I want some more things. When I achieve something, I want more, which is endless. When after approaching Guruji and after coming to know what is your true nature and what you should be and what is that, then I started realizing, yes, I am not this, I am not that, neti kriya. After doing that, this is what I am. In that situation, I am trying to, I'm standing as a sakshi, I'm trying to, see the world and do, transaction with the world in the way.
Okay, we'll come back. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Sarvanji.
Isha ji, would you like to go next?
I don't have much to share here, but as soon as you the shloka was read and the picture, I just felt that, see, I know Tamil only by hearing, okay? I don't know to read, so I may be wrong. There is a saying in Tamil which comes in, it used to come in a serial when I was young, okay? It is like, Kattradu kaiyalavu. It's written in NASA also, it seems. Kattradu kaiyalavu, kalladu olagalavu, kind of something like that. So it says, known is very little, unknown is like ocean. Known is a drop, unknown is a ocean. So, that's what I feel like, from what we know. And most of the times we know things because I am just using this because previous shloka we have been talking about this organs of senses. So most of us relate our knowing and everything with the sense organs. What I see, what I feel, and everything. So when I do that, I think, okay, I'm really not sure. When I'm using only my sense organs, I guess, even, the night appears to be day. If you're considering night as negative, means dark, ignorance.
Ignorance, correct.
But
Ignorance.
even ignorance will look very, what do you call, it's as if it's very pleasurable. So when you have that pure understanding, and when you're not just using your organs of senses, maybe you'll go deep into understanding and you'll realize what is what. So here, I think from what we can read, it says like, only a sage. Sage is somebody whom we take it as somebody who is a Sadguru or a Jnani and who has got into that enlightenment. So only they can actually distinguish what is actually a day and night. Here to say day and night as day and night, it is to say what is the pure conscious, or what is true and what is not true. So we are just there who are using only our sense organs and determining we know things, we can see things, we feel things. That's all I understood from here.
Okay. Can I just state your understanding as a normal human being defines the day and night based on the senses, and
Yes.
like what they can see with the senses, which is
Correct.
like when there is sunlight or electrical light, I can see a table, so a table is there.
Correct.
And if there is no light, I cannot see anything. While a realized person uses the knowledge to define what is day and night.
Yeah, correct. That's
okay. Any example you would like to give?
No, sir. That much I didn't see live yet.
Like take that knowledge. There are very common, like few common things that if you use the senses, it tells something, but if you use the knowledge, it tells something else.
So for like that, I feel is a day-to-day life, especially when you're meeting with a failure. So failure usually makes you sad. Okay, but when you look at failure as a step, maybe it is to be achieving a bigger goal, or maybe this goal is not right for you, then it sets a different meaning. Or end of the day, anything, sir. I think we'll have so many participants who are saying that he was a good chef. He had to close down due to COVID and all that. So when you get a roadblock like that, and you go down because you're just using that movements, what is maybe organs of senses, almost like it involves our society also, no? What we hear, that's also hearing is also a sense organ. So what we hear, what is failure, we take it as directly proportional to what we have been hearing. So when you look at a bigger purpose in life, maybe even after 2-3 years, when you look back at our own life, at my life also, I've seen that it was nothing. Why was I worrying so much? So yeah, I think if you can connect your day, if I can connect my day-to-day life saying that I have something else, bigger things, maybe this setback is for something, even like getting rejected for a loan also. As much as that also has helped me personally. As soon as you reject, you say, COVID, we were not getting loan. We wanted very badly because, there was no business. We had to pay office rent and all. So absolutely nobody wants to give to a closed office, right? So when you go low like that, and then today when I think back, good they didn't give me loan, because we got into a model of work from home completely forever. So we are actually saving about 2.5 lakh on rental itself, which is like huge money which we were paying, if you look back like that, yes, momentary, and then you analyze. For me, this analyze itself is,
Yeah, so this example you're giving is based on experience, looking back and then trying to figure out, analyzing it.
Yeah, it's not like experience. Even at that particular time, no, immediately, we said that maybe there's something big. My husband keeps saying me, okay, he always says that, there is a purpose. If it didn't happen, there should be a reason. If you have bought something, and then we will regret, no, when we buy something in huge investment and all, we'll regret, why did we buy? When you have right intention and when you do something right, you'll say, maybe there is a right intention. That's why it has happened like this. So, it's not looking back. I just gave you that example. Like, even at that time, we didn't feel the low. But today, when we look back, we see that as a profit. That day, it was just, like, go ahead with life kind of situation. But today, it looks like, oh my God, actually, we have achieved and we did something really big.
Yeah.
Not staying there.
Okay, can I say it is based on fate? You see different things now, while you could not see it when it was happening.
Yeah, you can say also. Yeah, I don't.
But my question here is, sages, the way they see it is based on knowledge. Right?
Yeah.
So I want to see if you can give an example where the knowledge gives a different picture of what you see when you don't use that knowledge.
I don't use. I need
So
some
the
time.
knowledge, you see something, and with the knowledge, it completely changes.
I need time, sir.
Normal day-to-day things are also there.
Yeah, many things are there, but I'm not getting anything in my head.
Okay, so like for example, okay, let me give you an example like a blue sky. What do you say about it?
I know. If you learn about physics or whatever that subject is, you'll know that is not actually blue.
So yeah, without the knowledge, person will see blue, while with the knowledge you understand that there is nothing that is painted blue or colored blue there, right? And these are like common science-based things, but here we are going even deeper, which is how the Vedanta gives different view of the world, which due to ignorance one is not able to see, right? We'll talk about it.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add?
No, sir. As of now, nothing is. My mind is blank. Actually.
Okay, thank you, Krishna ji.
Yeah, so what I understood and interpreted is what we consider and experience through our senses. It is a truly ignorant one, and we see it as a day, but it is a night of ignorance. What all creatures see as night is a day of when we experience the pure consciousness, the knowledge of knowing true of ourselves. Uh, so that is where the jnani comes in. The picture also says, right? So ajnani is like more of senses and materialistic, and jnani is something like they know the knowledge of pure consciousness, and they handle the situation may occur same to them, to both a person, Jnani and Agnani. The way he handle is through the Agnani handles through the five senses and who doesn't really understand who we are and reactive and becoming getting into the cycles. Whereas Jnani is something like we experience the same situation, but we know what is me. I mean, who is me and what is not me. Yeah, that's so one should know the I mean the experience it, and I mean through the practice we have to consistently, like we can touch upon that knowledge and live with that knowledge. That's how I interpret it.
Okay, so if you're using the words given in this slide, I just want to ask you, let's say a jnani and a ajnani are standing in the road or trying to cross the road, and the lorry is coming. So will a jnani see it? Because ajnani will see it in the daytime. Will the jnani see the lorry coming, or like he will not see it?
Yeah, he sees it.
So how do you where do you apply this then? It says like for a jnani, the day is the night.
I think this is as a situations comes into life, and how do we apply or react to the situation. It is based on our five senses or understanding. I'm not these five senses and handling that situation. That's how I interpret it.
So where do you like apply and where do you stop? I want to take this example, right? The senses are saying there is something approaching. Like, do I trust it or not trust it?
Yeah, good question. Trust it. Not sure. It is
Maybe
like
it's open to in Santosh.
Can you repeat the question, Sarvanji?
No, this like he said, like going by literal meaning of these lines. If you pick up for a jnani, day is a night of ignorance, or ignorance for the wise, and vice versa. Like, where do you apply it, and where do you like you are standing, you are using the senses to operate in the day. Will you like trust it or not trust it?
See, you asked one question, right? Both Jnani and Ajnani will be standing and the vehicle will be coming. So, see, even Jnani or Ajnani, from the sense, they will receive vehicle coming. Okay. But from the Jnani point of view, the vehicle is just an instrument for him. It's just a material which is coming. And it again depends upon the view what exactly Jnani or Ajnani has with respect to the vehicle or on the road, whatever they're standing. But here, whatever on the road, there are two things. Something some actions may happen with respect to Jnani and Ajnani. Jnani will receive as it is. Ajnani may quarrel. Ajnani may do something. That is the difference.
Ishaji?
I think it's like the previous. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with that shloka. It is the same thing. Like, I think I liked Vijay's picture, that organs of senses and organs of action. So yeah, I feel, when something is approaching, you ask question like, when it is approaching, will you believe? I think believing is organs of action only. So whether that is dangerous, is it really coming towards me? Is it going to cross me? Is something which you have. It's more about learning. As you said, it's more about knowledge. Sense is something which is saying something is coming. That's it, full stop. But more than that, to analyze, it's all about knowledge.
One more thing, Sarvanji. Here, the reaction from Ajnani and Jnani will be different. So, Ajnani will shout when it overcrosses the vehicle, but Jnani will never utter any word.
And you'll just quietly move.
You'll just say, okay.
You'll move, right?
Yeah, definitely will move because he is present to the senses, right? He will definitely move. But that is a difference. The vehicle has passed, the Jnani will move, but Ajnani will throw stone and he will start quarreling with him, and he will create a lot of nuisance, and he will come, he will shout, both of them will end up with some fight. But Jnani will just observe as a this one, and he will just keep quiet. Okay. He'll be aware.
So beyond receiving the signals from the senses, the knowledge that is being applied to decide
Yes.
what.
Both of them receive the signal from the senses in the same way, but applying the knowledge is what matters.
Okay.
This is what darkness and lightness with respect to the situation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Krishnaji, would you want to continue?
Yeah.
Shashti ji has some questions.
Okay, Shashti ji.
Yeah. Actually, I just want to I just want to tell something about this, like as per the understanding,
Mhm.
like Jnani and Anyani is like Anyani actually he needs some more things like in the world, like um, so many things are there for him to require something, like he need this, that, like that. But Anyani doesn't have that purpose actually. So he will be always be in a same way, like he doesn't have any requirement or something like that.
Jnani doesn't have a requirement.
Yes.
Okay.
One such example is Anyani, if he wants something, if he wants to buy some shoes or something like that, if he gets that shoe, then it is a day for him. Otherwise, it is a loss for him, so it will be a night for him. So that is what I understood from that yoga.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. So if he doesn't get something what he wants, then like so he doesn't understand why he didn't get it. So it's a night. Is
Yes.
that how you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And how's
Point actually, because I feel that he's always in bliss. Jnani is always in bliss. Jnani is always worried, sad,
okay?
anxiety issue.
Again, is always anxious. Okay.
Yeah,
Jnani is always in bliss because Jnani is seeing something that Ajnani is not able to see.
not seeing. Yeah.
Okay, good. I was about to ask that. You filled the answer before I asked. Shashti ji, do you agree with Isha ji or you have a different answer? What about Jnani? Like, what does a Jnani see if he doesn't get it?
He will not take anything. He will not be worried about anything. He will just he only have devotion to God.
Oh, he will only have devotion to God.
Yes.
He doesn't.
So for Anyani, actually, if he gets that, then only it will be the happiness for him. Otherwise, he will not see the other part, like what will happen if he
Okay.
doesn't get. If he doesn't get, he will go to sad, like what Isaji told.
Hmm.
Sadness will come. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. So not getting a sadness is the night for from you
Yes.
in terms of Jnani.
Yes.
Because night is where like either he's not able to see or he's afraid or he's clueless. Okay. 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 Anything else you want to add? Okay. If not, yeah, Krishnaji, did you want to say something else or?
Uh, yeah, one thing.
Uh-huh.
So Adnani will be like more desirable, and his focus will be based on the senses. Like he
Hmm.
would desire anything. But
Hmm.
Jnani is something, he knows the knowledge and he doesn't desire through the senses. That's what I.
So what does he desire through them, if not through senses?
Knowledge is like the knowledge is something we have everything.
We also have some so let me say, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me not use we. Even
Yes.
Ajnani has some knowledge, right? What is the difference between the knowledge of the Ajnani and knowledge of the Jnani?
Knowledge of jnani, according to my understanding, is something which is truth and which doesn't change person to person or situation to situations. Whereas ajnani's knowledge is something which is gathered through the five senses. The same situation for happiness or sadness will be different from person to person or situation to situation. For example, like ajnani, like for one person, like having a good house is a happiness, whereas someone is already having a house, like he would plan for something else, like I should have multiple houses, as an
So,
example, like
so okay. I just want to clarify one thing. when you used for Ajnani, you said like his knowledge is based on the senses. Even a Jnani will use the knowledge or like will use the senses. Is there some other knowledge beyond the senses? See, senses are just jada, right? They don't have life. I just shows what is there. Our ears just give you what sound is there outside. Okay? They are not giving you any knowledge, like that. You are receiving them, and like after that, you are going to apply the knowledge. So
Correct.
both a Jnani and Ajnani will see, hear, smell, all those things.
True.
Right?
Yes.
So what is the difference in knowledge then?
Knowledge is the changing things or the impermanence is the sense organs that Jnani knows.
So where does this knowledge of science come into picture then? Because like we are all studying science throughout schools, colleges. Is that of no use?
Science is based on the again through the senses only, right? We see or we feel or someone has experienced and I told it. That's how I see science as.
So let's say that a person has done PhD in physics and he understands all these things, right? Will you say he's a Jnani or Ajnani?
He knows in the sense like he knows that he's not the body and he's not the mind, like that.
So it is not to do with knowledge what we study in school or college.
Sorry, Sarvanji, could you repeat it again? Last.
So the knowledge which we are talking about, and I want to know like where does this knowledge of science play? What knowledge differentiates Jnani and Ajnani?
Yeah, that's what Jnani knows, that I'm not this body, or like I'm not the information which I've gathered.
Okay.
Ajnani is someone like he thinks whatever the knowledge or the memory he has from birth till through his lifetime, that is truth, and based on the environment and multiple situations, the decision of Ajnani will change. And the way he experience, and like that's what I told, it's not the truth and it is impermanent. So yeah, at this point of time, this kind of
Okay, so
interpretation.
Ajnani uses the common knowledge and he decides, while Jnani has a different knowledge which tells him what is real and unreal.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saravanan-ji, I want to just add this. It's not my own observation at all. I just saw a video. He was just explaining how sodium is a very soft metal. Again, my understanding of chemistry is states of matter. I don't know much more than that. So he says sodium is a soft metal. You can just take a knife and cut it. Okay. And then you put it in, because you asked about science and knowledge, no? That's why I was...
Yeah.
So he takes and puts it in the water and it blasts. Sodium is highly reactive with water. But you take sodium and you combine with chloride, it becomes a salt which we are eating. So he said that is where science ends. Salt is where Jnani starts. That's what now I am connecting. But that guy said in Facebook this video.
But you mean to say Jnani knows how to about sodium and chloride and how to make salt?
He knows how to make science into what is necessary for us.
How?
Now, you take sodium, you can use it as explosive, right? I don't know. I really don't know. Can you use sodium as explosive? I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but even a person,
knowledge,
no.
science, half-baked knowledge. When you have an applied science, that is, you apply it with pure conscious or pure understanding, it brings out a different meaning in life, which is useful for the planet, not only just humans, for everybody. As a planet, it will be very useful. But you just look at things. That's what, just look at things and take it as they are. It can be dangerous to us.
So, PhD.
Don't make questions, please.
No, it's nice. I'm having a good time with the discussion, right? So, yeah, a person who's a master's in chemistry or PhD in chemistry, is he a jnani?
Again, what is he doing? He's just putting two reactions. See, again, this is from videos and people speaking. The one who made what is that atom bomb, right? What is the nuclear weapon? Something he made now. He didn't know what he was making. Still, actually, he made, and it exploded. So see, he might be bigger than one. I don't know if there is a bigger than PhD, but yeah, he may be somebody who's known science and chemistry to a greater extent to make a mass destruction product. Okay, so it is about, he doesn't know how it is going to be used by another human, right? See, something that I am using to protect me can be used for destruction of millions. So when you make something, is what Ajnanis do with that little knowledge. They think they are big doctorates and they will find out something. They cannot see life beyond it. We love, fashion. We love buying clothes. We don't know how much it's polluting our planet, which after 100 years, food is going to become a scarcity. But with today's knowledge, we says, this is fashionable. This is good for environment. We decide everything.
Okay. Let's see. I will save some time for Vijayji to go adding one more view before. So Padmaji, would you like to add?
I don't think there is much to add, Sarvanan-ji. Yeah,
Fine.
I think they have come to they have arrived at the crux that it is all the perception, and how the perception is what, the colored glass is what makes the difference. So I think everybody has touched upon that subject. So nothing more to add.
Thank you. Shloka-ji?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I would like to put it across is the focus of this shloka is awareness of the self. So when a person is realized, he focuses more on self-realization. But when he's not realized, he focuses on sense gratification. That's what everybody else also put it across. So those are the only points I wanted to add. Other than that, I think everyone else gave wonderful answers for this beautiful shloka. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Maybe I'll also keep it short. So
Sarvanan-ji, Sasti has raised up his hand.
Is it from the last time? I think.
Yeah, it's from the last time, I think.
Yeah.
No, I just want to add one more thing.
Good.
Like Anyani will not have any kind of happiness or sadness. He will just say like, okay, happiness, okay, sadness, okay, something like
You
that.
mean Jnani?
Yeah, Jnani will see. Anyani will have all the things, like he differentiate happiness, some emotions, and sadness, some emotions, angry. So he will, Jnani will see everything in same way, in equally. He will take every emotions and all the things equally, whether it is happiness or Jnani will have all the things like the emotions, all the things.
Yeah, that's the nature of Jnani and Ajnani.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So just I think we have got good points. Just want to add one more thing, which is, or like what I wanted to say is, the night is referred to as a time where we are unable to see things clearly, and we like one makes mistakes because of the wrong judgment, which leads to sadness, which is what the nature of Ajnani, yes, as everyone has come to, right? But and that's what you can see in the slide. Vijayji has shown the picture, Ajnani with a sad face, because looks like he's going after money as a means for getting happiness, which it looks like in it looks like it, okay, as we see everywhere, right? Like having money seems to be giving happiness, while when you have it, it's one can easily figure out that it doesn't give that permanent happiness. While Jnani, if you see, is a lot more composed and able to see things clearly, and that's where what night for a Jnani is able to see things clearly based on that knowledge which is Atmajyana, right? And because of that, if you see all the faces in the picture, they are in bliss, and which is what being compared to the day. In a day, one is able to see clearly, which is Jnani is able to see things clearly, leading to state of bliss, right? And what is that knowledge? Again, it's not the knowledge of the science. That's where I just want to add, we have something called Paravidya and Aparavidya, right? And Aparavidya is what we learn through science, which is needed to operate in the day-to-day basis, while it has its own limit, while the Paravidya goes beyond it and it goes to the bottom of all the knowledge. And it is that knowledge with which you can understand everything. Just to give an example, one who understands pot can make a good decision to buy what kind of pot, while one who understands the material with which the pot is made, which is clay, can make a lot more better decision based on the nature of that pot, which is clay, and can lead to obviously a better decision than the one who has the knowledge of only the pot, right? So the one having the knowledge of only pot can like relate to as like Aparavidya, or the one who knows the knowledge of the basic material, which is clay, can be called as a Paravidya. In our case, the one who understands how this world made and how it operates, what is the nature of self, right? That is the higher knowledge which is helping the Jnani to see things clearly, which the Ajnani is not able to see. Just wanted to add that. And with that, I will turn it to Vijayji.
Thank you, Sarvanji. Wonderful. The way, the layers and layers of the onion were peeled and how everyone came up with such insightful answers. Very nice. Just to pick from where Sarvanji said, see, there is this phrase, know that by knowing which you've known everything else that needs to be known. That's what the essence of what Sarvanji said in a slightly puzzling way. Know that by knowing which you've known everything that needs to be known. So Sarvanji gave the example of clay. When you've known the properties of clay, whether you make a pot, whether you make a glass, whether you make a bowl, whatever you make, you kind of have an idea. Though you may not know, for example, there may be a new thing made out of clay. You may not know that. You may not know how it is shaped. But the moment you see, the moment you come to know about it, you know because you already know about the clay. In other words, another example could be like that of water. When you've known water, whether you see water as liquid or as ice or as vapor or in any other different forms, you know it is water. So know the essence. That is the essential message there. What is the essence that you and I have to realize so that our life is also like that of a jnani? And that essential knowledge is what Sarvaranji referred as Atmajyana. What is Atmajyana? Very simple. It's about you, your true nature. We always go to school to learn about so many things, 100 things. But nobody teaches you who you are. When you know that, then, because the foundation of whatever you're learning is on top of you being there. If you are not there, whatever you've gathered couldn't have been gathered. Whether you talk about language, arts, music, chemistry, physics, whatever else you have gathered, if you were not there, who would have gathered all this? So all that knowledge is there because of you. When you see something, like how already during the discussion it was prompted, is it your eye that is knowing what it is seeing? Is it my eye that knows, what I'm looking at? Or does this object know who I am? Neither my eye nor this object knows what this is or how this entire thing is working. You are the one who knows what you're looking at. The things of the world don't know, right? So like that, the essential knowledge about your own self, your true self, is the knowledge that the jnani has realized. Not as a theory, not as an information, but it has become a living reality. That is a crucial difference. The information is there everywhere. You go to a temple, you go to a mosque, you go to any scripture, you go to any worthwhile place, knowledge is there. But as information, information is not going to liberate you. Information is not going to make you a jnani. If that was the case, by now, the printing press which printed Bhagavad Gita, right? It has printed the crores and crores of Bhagavad Gita. So we would have called it the enlightened printing press. But we don't say that. The printing doesn't make somebody
Vijayji, your voice is breaking, Vijayji.
Yeah, what?
And it is hanging as well.
Okay, let me turn off my video. Is this better? Am I audible now? Am I clearly audible?
Yeah, better, Vijayji.
Okay, all right. Huh.
Yeah.
So if it was the information, then printing press would have been the enlightened printing press, right? That is not how we think about it. It is not the information. It is realization. It is realization of that information. And that is possible only for you. That is a crucial difference. So let me share one picture. Through that, let's continue some more. So when you look at this picture, what is it you see? At the first glance, it appears like a snake. So this is the classical story, actually, in Advaita Vedanta. So somebody in the night stepped on something like this, and it felt like as if it touched his feet, and he came home crying, saying that I've been bitten by a snake, I'm going to die now. There were some people at home, they asked, where, what happened? He said, there, where there is some little darkness. There the snake was there and then it bit me. I'm going to die now. Somebody said, relax, let me first go and see. Somebody with a little knowledge about snakes, that not all snakes are poisonous, said, wait, let me go and see. So took a lamp and went there and saw. And in the light, that person could see that it was not really a snake. It was a rope, actually. So I said, don't worry. But this person is crying. No, I'm going to die. Come here. He's saying, no, I'm going to die now. He said, nothing doing, come here. He came there and then he held the light. And he said, look. In the first glance, again it looked like a snake. But he kept on prompting, look. And as he looked, he realized, my God, it's simply a rope. So now the fundamental question is, when that initial situation happened, when he came running, when he was crying, when he was shivering, it all felt very real to him, did it not? He would have even died probably. You all know the story, right? During COVID, many people died out of sheer anxiety. The moment they started sneezing, they all felt, oh my God, it's COVID and nothing doing, I'm going to die. So like that, your thinking process can create a snake where there is no snake. Your thinking process can create all kinds of anxiety about an unknown future where there may be none. So today morning only in our Vedanta session, we had a nice discussion. This story you all know. And this is a very famous Kannada song also. Heliddu sullagabahudu, nodiddu sullagabahudu, nidhanisi yochisidaga nijavu tilivudu. There is a story of a family where they have a mongoose and a little baby. And the mongoose is like a pet. And one day the mother has gone to fetch water and she has kept the mongoose to watch. And when she comes at the door, she sees the mongoose and the mongoose has blood in its mouth. And the mother assumes it must have done something to my baby. And out of that sadness and sense of anger, she puts that tumbler on top of that mongoose, which dies immediately. She rushes inside. And what she sees? There's a dead snake. Then she realizes, oh my God, it is my mongoose which protected my baby from the snake. But now, what is the use? Done is done. Right? So, what prompted her to act like that? The observation that there is a blood on the mouth of that mongoose. But the crucial thing is, she jumped into the conclusion that the snake or the mongoose has done some harm to my child. That assumption she never verified. Like how this fellow in this story got so afraid with the rope, he never verified his assumption whether what he stepped on is a snake or not. Like that, most of us live life without ever questioning our own existence of the world. What is my relationship to the rest of the world? So we simply go on accepting the stories that our society tells us. For a moment, just imagine you are this 4-month, 5-month-old baby. For a moment, you just go back into your childhood. Did you know your name? Did you know whether you are a boy or a girl? Did you know whether you are a Hindu or an Indian or a Muslim or a Christian or whatever? So how did all those ideas come into you? Do you even recall how you were made aware of your gender? Usually, if you are a boy and if you were feeling sad for something, maybe let's say you go and you fight, and maybe let's say there is a boyish girl and she beat the hell out of you. Usually girls are like that. They beat the hell out of the boys. Look at India today. India is prospering because of the Nari Shakti. Is it not? So our defense minister or now our finance minister, all Nari Shaktis only. So Durga Mata ki jai. So they beat the hell out of you and you come crying. And what somebody in the house would say? Hey, don't cry like a girl. You are a boy. Till then, you had no idea that boys are not supposed to cry, and I am a boy, and only girls are supposed to cry. See, just in that simple kind of a, maybe they told that to perk you up, to make you stop crying. But what it does? Oh, I am a boy. I'm not supposed to cry. I'm supposed to be manly, right? So you have to be manly, who cannot cry. You cannot express your emotions. Or let's say, if you're a girl and if you are being little bossy, they come and tell you, is this how a girl is supposed to be? Don't you have manners? What will happen when you go to your in-laws' place? Already the teaching has started. So like that, you become aware of your gender only through various kinds of such situations that happen in your life. Till then, you had no concern. Little children, if you notice, in our primary school, no? Of course, in primary school, any children would be very noisy, right? And our teachers had found a nice way to make us be less noisy. You know what the punishment would be? Make the boys and girls sit next to each other. But we would make more noise. Because now we would be friends with those girls, or those girls will be friends with these boys. And now we would make more noise. Now the teachers would be pulling their hair out, and they will make us stand outside and bring our parents, complain, all these things, right? So the thing is, the society teaches you who you are. You would not know your name. They come and keep repeating, you know who you are, you know what's your name. You don't know your religion. They keep on telling, how you are supposed to be, what dress you're supposed to wear, what dress you're not supposed to wear, which festival you're supposed to celebrate, which festival you're not supposed to celebrate. All those stories, they come into you. And you simply accept them. And that simply accepting without questioning, like that lady in that mongoose story, simply noticing something and thinking that, the mongoose has killed, is the same story of you and me. Simply accept whatever has been told. And then thankfully one day, like that person with the light, a Sadguru comes into our life and says, hey, why are you so sad? Why are you crying? Why are you anxious? And that fellow who's holding the light is constantly smiling. In his life, praises come, he's happy. Losses come, he's happy. There is health problem, he's happy. No health problem, he's happy. India wins, he's happy. Pakistan loses, he's happy. So you see, come what may, he's happy. And you are pulling your hair. How is it possible? So that's when he teaches. Between a jnani and a ajnani, whatever you think are the pieces, are the parts, are the same. The jnani also has the same body, same senses, same mind. When I say same, the instrument, right? So what makes the difference? Like already it's been mentioned, Atmajnana. So what is the nature of the Atmajnana? How does it reflect? So the body, the mind, and the awareness. These are the three important pieces. And in the mind, there's a very important idea of who I am. So whatever the society has told you, you are a boy, you are a girl, you are an Indian, you are a Muslim, whatever that has come into you has become, you know, who I am. That is what is ego. So what is the nature of Jivi? So this is where you can see this comparison. In the left side, you see how Jivi is. The Jivi or Ajnani thinks he or she is a combination of body and mind. I am a woman, I am a man, and I am an Indian, I am 40 years old, I am a homemaker, I am a boss, I am a teacher, whatever, right? So the combination of these two. So I am, and if you ask them, they will explain all these things. You know how great I am, you know how great my family is, all that, body and mind thinking. And such a Ajnani also operates purely out of ego, purely out of, you know, who I am thinking. If that person thinks he or she is very smart, if somebody comes and says, you idiot, they get hurt. What got hurt? What got hurt? The idea that I am something, right? That got hurt. If Indian flag, if somebody is insulting, the Indian in me gets hurt. The same material, same cloth, if let's say some other flag is painted and it is being insulted, you may not feel so much hurt. Then in such a Ajnani, there is a separation. I am separate. Why? Whenever there is a body-based thinking, the body is a finite, visible element. So it is going to separate because you will see other bodies. So when you see other bodies, there is a I am this body and the others are other bodies. So me and others is a natural outcome of a body-based thinking. And an Ajnani uses the memory to interpret everything. When an impression is coming, like in this previous picture, an impression came. What? It looked like a snake. And immediately all the stories about snake, poison, everything got triggered and started trembling, right? Or like in that mongoose story, that lady thought mongoose has killed. It's a story. So mongoose are known to hurt. So it's a story. So memory, it's in her memory. Right now, what is happening? Right now, she's simply seen a mongoose standing with blood in the mouth. But what is the interpretation that is happening? Or in the case of this snake fellow, what is the interpretation happening? So interpretation is coming from the memory. And because of this, an Ajnani becomes a prisoner of karma. Like in the previous shloka, I like something, I don't like something. Raga, dvesha. So raga, dvesha becomes the primary way of movement in life. I want. So whatever I want becomes my raga. I don't want becomes my dvesha. Whatever I want, I am constantly trying to obtain it. Money, position, power. What I don't want, insult, ill health. So like that, now, if insult comes, then I hate it. I suffer through it. So Ajnani becomes a prisoner of karma. Why? Because he still wants something, don't want something. I have to get that or I don't want to get it. This is the story of 99.99999% of us. Then there are few, very few Vivekanandas, Ramana Maharshis, Mata Amritanandamayi, Prabhujis, who have a different way of looking at life. Same life. But what is the difference? They have first and foremost become free from the stories the society has fed into them. No more the thinking is body-based thinking. No more I am such and such through what the society has told. Because what the society has told is a changing picture. So there is something else that is not changing within you. That has become a clear recognition for the jnani. That is what is called as aparoksha anubhuti. Paroksha means what somebody has told you. Para aksha, you've always seen the life from the other side only. Aparoksha means your own intuition of yourself. See, to know about you, nobody else needs to come and tell you. If I ask you, do you exist? You have a very clear answer. Yes, I exist. But as what is where the Ajnani and Jnani's difference is. Ajnani thinks, I exist as a body and mind. Ajnani has realized that I am that pure awareness. Because rest everything is constantly changing. So therefore, Ajnani has become free from all false identities, changing identities. See, you are not, maybe about 25, 30 years back, you are not a husband or a wife. Because you are not even married. Only after your first child was born, some of you who have children would have become a mother or a father. Right? So identities are coming and going. These identities. What identities? The relative identities. What you relate with in life. But something has been the same, remained the same. You. That you who must be there even before all these identities came is who you truly are. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. That is the clear recognition of the Jnani. With that recognition now, it is like once when you've learned how to cycle, you can enjoy cycling. You can sit on the cycle, leave your hand sometimes. Sometimes, you can even close your eyes as a sheer experiment. Please don't do that. So sometimes you may be singing a song in the rain and then cycling. No problem. Why? Cycling is no more something that you have to consciously do. So now the same ego, which used to create a lot of hurt, becomes an instrument of playing for a jnani. So the jnani can take, therefore, any role. Mother, father, husband, wife, a teacher, a servant, guru, shishya. Nothing matters. Why? Because those are simply the roles. In a drama, why would you be worried if you have to play Shikhandi? Or why would you be worried if you have to play Ravana? Why would you be worried if you have to play Bhishma or Krishna? You would not be worried because you know it's a drama. So Jnani uses the ego. Once when the body-based thinking melts, the I is no more only within this body. The I is actually everywhere. No more I and the other. There's a deep sense of love. Because please see from where your feeling of love is coming. You say, I love my child. I love this subject. I love parota. I love my country. All of us have that feeling of love. But we use it in a selective way because of the raga and the dvesha. But once when that melts down, that same love becomes pure love. It's not because of how something is or how beneficial something is. There's a Rajakarani love. You know, he can wear a dadi and wear a mala and then say, oh, I am the greatest Shiva Bhakta, please give me a vote. Love for Shiva intensifies during election time. That is a different kind of a love. So no more you have such kind of love. Your love becomes a pure expression of who you are. Like how that little child, please notice how little children are, because that is your true nature. A little child, the other day I saw one little video where there's a person who's trying to take a little bottle of water sitting on the street, and he seems to have Parkinson's. You know, his hands are shaking. And people are walking past. It's a bazaar. People are walking past. A little girl runs to him, and then there's a small bottle next to him, and she opens that, and then she holds. Then her father comes running to give a kiss to that child. I hope that the father really saw what the child did and carries that feeling back. So like that, that's your true nature. Please see. You know, you would love a plant, you would love a dog, you would care for it. Little children, they care for everything. It's a society which puts the fear into them. Don't feed those dogs. Don't go there. That's a wild animal. Don't talk to those people. A jnani uses memory, not gets used by memory. So the jnani also knows this is a flower, this is a snake. So he also knows how to classify. So it doesn't get used by the memory. And because of this, there's no more anything that the jnani needs to gain or lose in the world. What is that the world has to give that the jnani doesn't already have? What are you looking for from the world? When you realize that is you, happiness is who you are. You are the very source of that peace. So what is that the world has to give you more that will make you more complete? What is that you will lose when you operate in the world? So no more there is any transaction for the jnani in the world. It simply is when the sun is shining, he's not expecting anything back from you and me. When the wind is blowing, he's not sitting and waiting. Is this a good place to go? The wind blows even in our toilet. The wind blows even in our God's room. The wind is not thinking, this is toilet, shitty place, let me not blow. So no such wants and don't wants, because there's nothing to gain or lose. So the jnani has become free from the bondage of karma. Only when you have a transaction, only when you want to gain or you have a fear of losing, you are bound by karma. So this is the day and the night. Any questions or statements?
It's literally day and night difference, as people say, right?
All right. If there are no more questions, we can end the contemplation here. Hari Om.